Hey guys, Evan Randy here. Welcome out to the range. Today I wanted to do a video for you on a new pair of Hearing Pro that I got in last week, actually last week about this time. And I've been testing them now for a week. And they are the follow-up to the Sorden Supreme Pro X that I did a video on. And if you want to watch that video, you can watch it right here. These are dynamite. These are even better. SWATCOM Active 8. Let me give you the rundown on this Hearing Pro real quick. These are the originals. Okay, these are the original pair that I've had for a decade. I'll get into this in just a minute. These are the SWATCOM Active 8. Really nice Hearing Pro. Really nice Hearing Pro. All right, they are, first of all, they have a 5-year warranty, which 5 years, not 90 days, 5 years. These are made in Sweden, not China. Well, that right there ought to make you just run out and buy them. The sound levels that these put out is limited to 82 decibels for ultimate hearing protection. And what that means is, even though they're squelching the sound of gunfire, if the volume level on the Hearing Pro is in itself capable of going into the danger zone, even though it's squelched gunfire, it's still going to hurt you because the audio output is still too high. These are actually programmed not to hurt you. Waterproof cover for the auxiliary input, which, well, I'll cover that now. The Sorden Supreme Pro X are water resistant. The SWATCOM Active 8s are waterproof. And I believe it is, I want to make sure I get this right, waterproof to 1 meter for 30 minutes. And a meter is 3.28 feet for those of us here in the United States. So 3.28 feet, 1 meter, for 30 minutes, complete submersion. Actually, let me finish the specs and I'll tell you a story about why that's important. The auxiliary input on the back is actually a little rubber piece that seals the back. The gel inserts, the gel cups are actually silicone. If you buy Sordens or any other of these types of deals, always get your gel cups. It does matter, because what you want is a proper seal around your glasses. And you also want this area back here known as the mastoid. This area right here is the auricle, okay? The earlobe, not the earlobe, sorry, the ear itself, this cartilaginous area is known as the auricle. It picks up the audio and it actually ducts a lot of sound right through the mastoid into the inner ear. Well, if the mastoid is not isolated, it'll actually vibrate from the sound of gunfire and it'll actually pass that right into your inner ear and it can hurt you. The silicone helps isolate this, so you actually want to fit these low enough and close enough that the silicone molds to what it's making contact with. Twin audio speakers in each ear cup for fail-safe audio. 600 hours of battery life with battery safe function. And I can tell you guys, with the original pair that I've had, they've been running for 10 years, and I think I have only changed the batteries maybe 3 times in 10 years, maybe 3 times. I think it's only been twice, but it might be 3, I'm not sure. ASIC, digital electronic sound reproduction, compresses impulse noises. I don't know what that is, but bro, that sounds awesome, doesn't it? No, the fact is, guys, these suck up bad audio like you cannot imagine. These are, I'm not gonna lie to you, I love these. These are my original pair. Man, I love these. And I never thought I would find anything that was this good, not only on the fit, but also on the audio quality. These, when you put these on, it's like sliding into a Porsche. And I have. Sorry, Larry, I'm not Larry Vickers. So I've only sat in a Porsche and started it. That's about as far as I've gotten with a Porsche. Anyways, these are so nice. It is so hard to get this level of sound attenuation out of hearing protection because they just typically don't do it. That's actually a pleasure, because guys, my right ear is facing the port. Remember, I'm a lefty, so my right ear is actually facing the ejection port. Nothing in abuse, meaning nothing in the abuse range. I can hear the impacts, but I'm not getting any abuse out of it. because this is capturing everything. And the cool thing is, while doing that, I could hear the leaves back here in the tree line. That's really saying something, guys. If I'm hearing the leaves 25 feet to my left or 25 feet behind me while I'm shooting an extremely loud rifle at a target that's about 80 yards away, I'm hearing the bullet impact down there, and I'm hearing the leaves behind me. The level of connectivity that you get with Good Hearing Pro puts you in the class. If you're running Poor Hearing Pro, it isolates you from the class. I want you to understand why this is so important. Good Hearing Pro connects you to what's going on in the class. Poor Hearing Pro gives you an idea of what will happen to your hearing if you don't protect your hearing, because you will lose it and then you will live isolated. Good hearing connects you, poor hearing isolates you. And that is true in the real world, and that's true in the training world. When you come out to train, if you're not hearing the instructor at a basic level, it isolates you and it steals your ability, which is why in the training environment, what you will often see is at the end of a shooting volley, those with poor hearing pro will go boop, and they'll put them, well, they do them with these. It's easier with these. Guys with poor hearing pro will turn them off and they'll put them right here. Or guys with these, with the not this particular brand, but with the headband type, will put them right there. Why? Because they can't hear jack crap properly, because their own voice will actually cause the microphones to pop, and it's so uncomfortable. It's actually a sound that I refer to as audio strobe, because the sound, that's what you hear all flipping day long. And if you ever looked into a strobe light for any period of time, you know that it's all kinds of uncomfortable. Well, guess what? If that's also an audio input, oh man. If you got audio strobe going on, you're miserable, all day long miserable. Good Hearing Pro means a lot. The SWAT-Com Activ-8s have a hefty price tag. They're in the over $300 range. Worth every red cent of investment. You're not spending money, you're investing money. Look guys, these have a 5-year warranty. Supreme Pro X has a 5-year warranty. Activ-8s have a 5-year warranty. But I'm telling you, these have been in constant use for 10 years. 10 years. Think about it. 10 years of solid, non-stop service. My stuff does not spend any more than a few days in my range bag, and it's back out here again. Hot, cold, wet, dry, all the way from the bottom, all the way from Miami, which is where I did some stuff a few years ago, in the humidity and heat of Miami, all the way to Rhode Island. I've run these absolutely everywhere. I love them. I fly with them. I trains, planes, you name it. I've traveled with these all over the place. They are robust. I sent them in last year because I finally destroyed these lines. After years and years of hard use, not failure, I managed to pinch off a line in the metal, and I caused a little kink in it, and it slowly began to unravel over time. And I realized if water, because now I've compromised the waterproof layer. If water gets in there, these are going to get fried. So guess what? I sent them back to SRS Tactical, and they rebuilt them better than new. So what's cool is the lines that are here are the lines that are now here, that are actually part of this setup. Guys, I'm not being paid by SRS Tactical. They loaned me this pair, they loaned me this pair. I'm buying them. I'm buying them. I'm paying for these. I love them. Guys, Good Hearing Pro is such a big deal. Such a big deal. Don't shortcut yourself. Don't steal your ability to be connected to the class. Invest in Good Hearing Pro, and it will pay back dividends for years and years to come. And whenever I'd go to SHOT Show, for years, I'd go from one booth to the next, one booth to the next. And the guys, well, yeah, you need to come check out our new King Dingling headset. And I'd be like, oh, awesome. And I'd put them on and go. And the guy would be I'd say to the guy, talk to me. And he'd be like, don't those sound great, except what I would hear would be, and I'd go, yeah, bruh, those are awesome. And I'd put them back on the head. Hey, man, can I take your card? And I'd walk off. Because they could not pass that simple test. Well, guess what? When I got these, I had my daughter 30 feet across the room from me. And I said, pick a note and sing it. Just hold a note. Ah! So she picked a note and started singing. And I would basically take these off, put them back on. Take them off, put them back on. In fact, right now, that airplane, there's no tonal shift. And what I mean by that is the sound that airplane is making. Like, for example, my daughter holding a note. If the hearing protection is reproducing the sound one-to-one fidelity, what I'm going to get is if it's cheap hearing protection, this is what I will hear. Why? Because the Hearing Pro is not capable of reproducing that audio input and giving it to me cleanly in here. These are. One of the features that you're going to really dig about these is when you open the jack, if the headset is off and you plug a line in, they immediately go active. The funny thing is, they actually stay off. What I mean by that is, the microphones stay in an off mode, and all you're hearing is the audio source, whether that be music, whether that be a phone call, whether that be police comms or whatever, that's going to be sent through the audio, through the speakers, but no external. And why that's key is this. If you're doing something where you're struggling to hear comms and you need to isolate external noise for just a moment, actually, let me put it to a different way. Let's say that you're doing something, whatever that case may be. So the audio is on, you're jacked into your comms. I used to be a cop, and I wore these whenever we would go into open door calls. You have to go clear a house, and it would be nice to be able to isolate the ambient noise from the comms if comms are fuzzy. Well, these allow me to shut off external feed. Nothing is coming in now from the outside. And yet if I had a radio plugged in, I actually tested this yesterday by simply plugging my iPod into it. The music was coming through cleanly, but no external audio was going on. I was actually doing this while driving. If for some reason you're in a position where you've got to isolate external sound because your comms are not coming in clear, this allows you to isolate without losing the comms on the inside. It allows you to communicate, and then, okay, all right, and then get back in to hearing what's going on around you. Imagine that you're in the midst of gunfire going on all around you, and you've got to communicate with someone on the radio, where you can actually isolate all that gunfire around you, completely numb it out, listen to the communications on the radio, and then get back in the fight again without having to lose or unplug or move anything around. These have been well thought out. Guys, if you have any questions or concerns, leave them below. I'll do my best to answer them. And if I don't have the answers, I'll get them for you from the manufacturer. Guys, invest in good Hearing Pro. As always, I thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. Get those guns out in practice. Have a good one.